Morning, friends. It's Deb. I am getting ready to do some chores this morning. We are having some issues with keeping Annie in the electric fence. It's starting to really tick me off. So we have the strands of fence that we bought, like the wire, and then we have an 8-strand fence. And typically for goats, they say somewhere between 4 to 6 to 8 strands. Well, we started out with 8, and we thought it wasn't shocking her enough, so we got a ground rod, pounded that down into the ground, and she still walked out of the fence. Being shocked, still walked out of the fence. So we ordered more of our Premier One fencing. We thought that maybe we could try the fencing wire, but that obviously didn't work. So we're gonna have to just bite the bullet and buy more of that goat fence, the netting. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. That's coming. It'll be here next Wednesday, which means we have several days of them foraging that needs to happen before that gets here. So today I'm going to go pull up the white fencing, the Premier One. I'll get that moved and we'll start it at the beginning of our rotation that we're going to have, and I'll just have to have them in the smaller enclosure for the next week until we get that new fencing, and then they can have a big pasture again. Pain in the butt, I'm telling you what. But it's not all for naught, because we can use the electric wire that we bought. We can use that for the sheep when we get them. So I guess I better get to work. This is the different type of fencing that I was talking to you guys about. Remember when we made this big pasture for them, and we had the 8 strands that we put up to make them this big old pasture? Well, this white fencing, the squares, that's what I called the white netting, the Premier One. This keeps Annie in. So we will have like 360 feet coming. So we will be able to make a nice big pasture for them to be eating on. And Annie should not be able to get out. Silly goat. Annie, you're in your small enclosure for the next week. This enclosure's not going to last a week, but we'll have to move them probably tomorrow or the next day. Whew. Well, got the fence moved, got the goats put in there. They've been out there for quite a while, and then went up to where their pasture was and took down all the poly wire fencing and all of the posts and put them over here in our flatbed. That right behind me there is the project. Gonna be a fun project. We're gonna redo that fridge. It's a Crossley Shelvador, just a classic looking fridge. Used to be in my house growing up. It was there before we moved in, and it just stopped working over at my mom's. So we went over last weekend, or a couple weekends ago. We went over and picked it up, and gonna see if we can't get it running again. I think you can probably hear in the background that they're mowing the orchard area right now. Just had lunch. I guess now we're going to, I gotta get Randy out here, my youngest. He's the best at running the weed eater with those blades on it. And we're gonna go knock down the rest of the weeds where the goats ate all of the blackberries down. So all that's standing there is vine, and then we'll knock down the vines and let more grass come up to grow. It is amazing to see what starts growing when you take that canopy of blackberries off of the top. On the side of that hill where it just looks like nasty blackberries and weeds, what there is growing there now, there's clover, there's lots of grass, there's some mint, there's some plantain, there's some kind of weed. I don't know what this is, but there's a bunch of it. Grows in these little mounds. I don't know what kind of weed that is. Let me pull one of them up. It almost reminds me of parsley. Get the leaf in there. If any of you guys know what that is, let me know, because the goats freaking love it. But there's some of that growing up in there. Just obviously there's lots of kind of crap forage, but goats like it. And once we put sheep on there, the sheep are gonna love it. I really like that there's all the grass that's starting to grow there. It's crazy because we didn't seed anything. And it's only been like 2.5 months, almost 3 months, that we've had the goats. Let's see, yeah, 2.5 that we've had them there. And that the first paddock area that we had them on, that we've moved them off, and all that stuff is starting to grow and come up. So I think it'll be pretty amazing once we get really going on this rotational grazing. I think it's really gonna make our soil richer, and it's gonna give them a good graze. We'll get sheep out here on it next year. I want to purchase at least 3 or 4 haired sheep, so we'll raise them for meat and get those helping to mow the grass and help take care of the blackberries as well. They'll do that too. So I'm pretty excited about that. But that's just our little break in the day that we've just had. We're getting back to work now. Here's the kid. Kid 2. I have kid 1 and kid 2. This one's kid 2. Right. He's gonna get going on the brush with the weed eater with the blades. This is the creepy greenhouse that I keep telling you guys about. Creeps me out. But we have all of our goat stuff in here, so I guess I can't complain. We've got the compressed bale with orchard and alfalfa mix. This, man, that stuff is good stuff. It's really good for your goats. And then this is the hay that we bought them that they refuse to eat, so I am using it for bedding. And then in this can we've got the some alfalfa pellets and where I keep their minerals. And then this other guy is where I keep just regular goat pellets and their sunflower seeds and some treats. They love sunflower seeds. And then over there is the bird seed. Right now I'm gonna go stir the bedding in the barn, get that turned over, get them fresh water. Hi guys! Gonna get them fresh water, and they ate quite a bit of their hay, so I'll refill their hay for tonight. Check their mineral feeder. Yeah, so I'm doing the deep litter method, and what I do is I stir their bedding every day, and that allows the poops, the goat poops, to kind of go down farther into the bedding, and then it helps the bedding dry in between putting new stuff down. That's their little goat trough we bought them. And I found Gumball standing in the goat trough this morning. Craziness. Oh, there's kid 1. I showed you guys kid 2. This one's kid 1. Hey,
I'm
kid.
first.
He's first all the time. So I stirred all around in there. I stirred all their bedding. And then that'll just kind of dry as the day wears on. Kid 1 changed out their water for me. We're going to get them some more hay for their hay rack and have that ready for tonight. And I'll change out, looks like their minerals might have got a little damp, so I'm gonna change those out, give them some fresh mineral in there. And yeah, and then they'll be happy. I don't know why they are. Hi, Annie.
Okay. Your knife came in handy, Jared. Where's the other one? All right. There we go.
What are you gonna do with it now?
I don't know.
Oh, well, we're gonna take that hay and we're gonna go use it for bedding in the goat barn.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Taking a break. We're still clearing ground, still working hard, and kid 2 and I finished harvesting all the apples from the apple tree and have them in a bin. I'm disappointed that we didn't have more, only because those stupid rebel cows that came and ate a whole bunch of our apples. They came and they probably ate almost, I don't know, I'd say at least 3/4 of a bin full, and they left us with not very many. But we just went through and harvested all of those, so I'll be processing those and getting them preserved for the winter. Maybe make some pies, some pie filling, maybe some applesauce, I don't know. And now we're almost done clearing the ground up on the side of the hill where the goats have been. Putting our $100 lawn tractor through its paces yet again. I can't believe it's still alive after how we've been treating it, but it's a pretty quality little piece of machinery apparently. Anyway, that's what we're doing right now. Taking a quick break, and then we're gonna get at it again. All right, we are done for the day, and we finished up clearing off most of the hillside, and everything is quiet again. I feel very accomplished. Worked all day today. I got orders shipped off early this morning, then came home and went to work. It was a great day. I just feel really good about today. The boys helped me all throughout the whole afternoon. It's probably the hardest we've worked them since we moved here, but it's so good for a kid to get out in the sunshine and use their muscles and do things that are not in front of a screen, you know? So they used the weed eater with the blades on it. They helped me harvest apples and mow the lawn and clean the goat barn and spread out bedding and feed and changing water and just all sorts of good stuff. Just brings my heart such joy, you guys, such joy. I feel so blessed to live here. And now I'm just sitting on the front deck, just watching the world go by. Got my sidekick over there somewhere. There she is. She's always with me. And then the goats are back. You can see them back there beside their goat barn, just hanging out. And that was all the chores we did for today. I got a shipment in of my soap making supplies, so I'm going to be unpacking that, and it's gonna feel like Christmas this evening. I'm gonna call this video done for now. Thanks for watching and following along on our little adventure. Until next time, you guys, just take care. Take care of each other. Spread some kindness.